Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. See here. I think today we're all right. So last time we did, this is a quick review because last time we did present tense, fi'l mudari mansub, then akul at-ta'ama, I will not eat the food, then is harf nasb, and then akala, len akula, because of the len, instead of this being akulu, it's akula, fi'l mudari mansub. You could say mansub bil fatha if you wanted to. But anyways, the fa'al damir mustatir taqdiruhu ana. The subject is a pronoun. The subject is a pronoun that's hidden, and it means ana. So in Arabic you could say ana akulu, or you can just say akulu. Akulu, the way that they do it in Arabic grammar is that they just say that the ana is a pronoun that's not mentioned. The subject pronoun. Ta'ama marfu bihi, the object of the pronoun, object of the verb. Ism mansub. It's an ism and it's mansub. So now what we're going to cover is jism al-fa'al al-mudari. Jism al-fa'al al-mudari. Jism is the other state. So as we had mentioned last week, I think we mentioned this last week or 2 weeks ago, but essentially there's the fi'l. Wait, let me do this. Oh, this is gone. Okay. All right. So I've kind of moved over here to the side. So the fi'l mudari has 3 different possible states. It can be rafa', which is what you have learned. Aktubu, taktubu, taktubina, taktubani, taktubna, taktubna, taktubin. All those different yaktubu, yaktubun. All those are rafa' or marfu'. And then nasab is what we covered last week. And the nasab has basically about 5 or 6 words that come before it that could make them that word mansub. Can you guys mention a few of those real quick? What are the words that precede the verb that make it mansub, that precede fi'l mudari?
Lum, correct?
Len.
Or I said lum, but lun, yeah.
Yeah, len.
Okay, lun.
What else? K, yes.
I think N.
N, yes. Idan is another one.
Yeah.
And then also hatta or li, just the lam by itself. So I think Omar, you're right. Lam as a letter, but not lam the word.
Okay.
If we have the lam as a letter or the hatta before it, most of the grammarians they'll just say those 2 ahruf or harfain, those 2 harfan, those 2 prepositions, if you will, they do not cause the nasab of the fi'l mudari, but there's an implied n in between them, and that's what's doing it. That's just like a side note, but it's those 6 ahruf. An, lan, kay, idan, hatta, and the harf lam, excuse me. Oh, what am I doing? All right, so next, let's go to this book. Wait. Let's just finish this thing before we go to the book. So today we're going to cover jism al-fa'al. This is the 3rd state for the fi'l mudari. We've already covered 2. We're going to go to the 3rd one. Coincidentally, I don't know if coincidentally or I should say incidentally, but maybe incidentally, the asma, like the name Inshirah or the name Omar or the name Kulthum or the name Samir or Zaid or Dawood, or كتاب طاولة ضوء نور صفحة. I'm just looking around here. Because I got a mouse in my hand, I was mousing out of it. And then these nouns or adjectives, they also have states. Rafa, which is everything that you've covered till now. There's also a nasab state and a jar state. Those will be covered later on, just kind of letting you know. I wish they had used in Arabic grammar different terms, and also there's some other things I would have done differently. And I think that they should try to do them differently. They kind of froze everything about 1,200 years ago or 1,100, like 1,000 years ago, they froze everything. They just were like, this is how we're going to do grammar from now on. So, جزم الفعل المضارع.
Could you define that?
Jism is the state of the present tense. Jism is a type of state. It's the name of a state.
Okay.
So we've done Rafa, we've done Nasab, which you did last week, and then now we're doing Jism. Al-Amthila, the examples. Lam yahfad Muhammadun darsahu. Muhammad will not, or I'm sorry, Muhammad did not memorize his lesson. So yahfad, Muhammad here is Muhammadun is fa'il. Muhammad. Lam means did not. Muhammad did not memorize darsahu. Darsahu is the maf'ul bihi, which we know from this fatha here, and it's mansub with the fatha. Muhammadun is fa'il, is fa'il, and it's marfu' with the ism marfu' with the dhamma here. Lam yanqati' nuzul al-matar. The pouring of the rain didn't stop. So lam did not cease, yanqati' or cut off. Nuzul matar, pouring down of the rain. Lam yaqbid ahadun ala lis. So nobody was able to catch up with the thief. But let's go ahead and kind of look at some patterns here real quick, okay? So the first thing we have is, oh, well, let's do these two. لا تأكل وأنت شبعان. Don't eat. لا تأكل وأنت شبعان. And while you're hungry. While you're full. Don't eat while you're full. وأنت شبعان. لا تكثر من الضحك. Don't be excessive or don't laugh too much. لا تسرع بالسير. Don't be hasty or speed while you're walking. So in these cases, we have la, we have lem. Now, lem means did not. I need to get one of those virtual pen.
So these are on this side with lem. You're saying it's did not, but aren't the verbs in the present tense?
Yes, they're in the present tense, but similar to how len makes it future. So like len akula, we let, or I will not eat. It changes the future. Lem, when we put it before it, makes this into a past thing. Lem yahfadu. It's still mudari, the verb itself, but the lem puts it in past tense. He did not.
Okay.
What else do you observe from this sentence? Lam yahfad Muhammadun darsahu.
Wait, what is the yakhfat? So
Memorize.
that's in past
Like,
tense, correct? Is that in past tense?
nope, it's mudari. It's mudari jism.
Yeah. Like there's a, I don't know, is it because of the sukoon at the end of alpha? I don't know.
Yes, very good. Yes, that's exactly what I was looking for. This is the difference. So if this was in mudari, what would it have been? If it was rafat state. This is jism state we're looking at. But what if it were in rafat state? What would have this been?
A dhamma,
Yes.
right?
And then Omar, if this were in nasab state, Omar, are you on solo or is your wife online too with you?
Yeah, she's here.
Okay, cool. So what would it have been if this was in nasab state?
I'm not sure.
Alif? Or not Alif, sorry. Fatah, sorry. I don't know why I said Alif.
Yes.
Fatah.
Very good. Good. So everybody did good. So now that it's in jism state, it is a sukoon. All of these are sukoons. If you look, every one of these ones is sukoon.
And the juzm state so nasab state indicates detail of a field, right? Rafa state indicates the doer of a field, while juzm state indicates what?
They all are just the state of the fa'al. All three are state of the fa'al. If it's rafa state, that's kind of the default. If it's nasab, we're going to have one of 6 words preceding it. An, lan, ke, idan, hatta, or the harf lam. If it's in the jism state, it's going to have lam before it, or it's going to have la before it. Not all the la will do it, and we'll talk about that in a second. So la ta'kulu, this is, yeah, go ahead.
No, so what is juzm state though? What does it indicate in terms of meaning?
It's just the state. It's just a state. That's all it is. It's just, if you have lam before this verb, this mudari verb, you're going to put a sukoon on the, in these examples, you're not going to say yahfadu, you're not going to say yanqatiyu or yaqbida or anything. It has to be the sukoon. It has to be it. For the examples we're covering right now, at least. There's a little bit more to it, but this is the general gist of what we're looking at in the examples.
Could this indicate like not just the past tense, but maybe the past continuous tense? I don't know what it's called in English. I think there's a term for it because maybe he always doesn't memorize his lessons. Not just one time, but all the time. He never memorizes.
I think no. That if you were going to say something like that, if you wanted to do past continuous or any continuous, we're going to cover this in a future lesson. You're usually going to use something called ism mushabbah bi-fa'il, and that is kana wa akhawatuha. So we'll cover that later, okay? But this is really that he didn't do this, and this is kind of like it's just like a one-time thing that happened.
Okay, like he just did not do his homework last night.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he didn't do his homework, he
did not memorize.
He doesn't do his homework. That wouldn't be past. How would we say that in English? If he was not doing his homework. لم يكن يحفظ درسه. لم يكن. We'd have the yakun there. يحفظ درسه. That's how it would be. But anyways, let's go here. So the la ta'kul, because we're going to cover that later. لا تأكل, لا تكثر, لا تسرع. These ones over here on the left. These ones, what's happening is, the meaning here is don't eat, don't be excessive, or don't speed. So what we have learned in the past with failed amr, which is a command tense, it'll be like kul, or kathir, or ikthir, or isra'. But here, this is the negative form of it. Don't do that. لا تقرأ لا تأكل لا تكتب لا ترفع لا, whatever it's going to be, when I put that la before it, this is a negative command, and in this negative command scenario, we put a sukun in these examples at the end of it. That's what's happening. It's all of these are having, they all have sukuns right here. We got one here, we got one here, we got one here. So let's just look at the rule, and then we're going to go to the Quran. All right.
What if I'm sorry if I could just ask you, what if it was like those are just saying it to one person, but what if it was how would it sit, like if you were talking to a group of people, would it still have the sukun at the end?
No, it's not, and then we'll show those in a second.
Okay.
Let me see here. I guess we might as well just cover it all. Maybe they're doing something different. But all right, let's just go through this rule, and then al-qa'id, the rules. Let's do a different color. No. More degree. All right. يجزم الفعل المضارع. The fi'l mudari is put in the jism state. This is the verb way of saying jism. يجزم الفعل المضارع. The present tense is put in the jism state. إذا سبقه حرف حرف جازم كالحروف في الآتية. If it's preceded by a jazm harf, a harf that is does jazm shape, كالحروف الآتية, as the following ahruf or huruf. وهي لم ولا الناهية وإن. Oh yeah, in. Okay, so there's these three. It could be lam, the la nahya, which is nahya means negation. So if it's a la for negating, wa in. This is also another one, which is for condition. This is a conditional thing. In. We'll discuss it probably here further. All right. Lam wa la nahya تجزمان فعلان مضارعان واحدا. So lam and the lam anahya, man, this is a lot. But basically, they will تجزمان فعلان مضارعان واحدا. They will both make a مضارع فعل, a single fi'l مضارع majzoom, put in the majzoom state, which is what we saw in the examples above. والحرف الأول ينفي حصول الفعل في الماضي والثاني ينهى عن عمل فعلي. So the first harf, which is this lam, it negates something that happened in the past. والثاني, the la nahi, the negating lam, it negates an action, or it's like it forbids like from doing an action. ينهى عن عمل الفعل. In, which is a little bit more complicated. In تجزم فعلين وتفيد أن حصول الفعل الأول شرط وفي حصول الفعل الثاني. So the in is it causes this jism state for two verbs. It puts a condition like for doing the first verb, and then to not do the second verb. So we'll go through. Did we see any examples here? Did they do any of those? Oh, they did do them. All right. So I was like, okay. All right. So here we go. They did them. So in taftah, if you open nawafidh al-hujrati, if you open like windows, like حجرتي يتجدد هواؤها. I'm not sure what حجرتي actually means here. Nawafida means windows, so if you open windows, nawafida حجرتي يتشدد هواؤها. I think this means like the building. يتجدد هواؤها. Then the air will be refreshed or renewed. So in this particular case, change the color again. So here, the first one is majzum, and the second one. In tajlis, if you sit, fi majril hawa samrad. If you sit in the path of the wind or breeze or whatever, tamrad, you'll become sick. In yusafir akhuka tusafir mahu. If your brother travels, you travel with him. So in this case, the in, it results in two verbs having this this majzum, and it's a conditional thing. The first one is if you do this thing, then the resultant one is like an if-then statement. If this, then that. If then, if then. If you open, then the air will be changed. And we'll look at some examples from the Quran of all these right now. And then maybe that'll.
Because
Go
like
ahead.
this, so if means like, or sorry, in means if, correct? Which is why it results in two options, or excuse me, two verbs that are in that jismal state, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So let's go here. So here, go ahead, Omar, maybe you can read this. Lam yalid wa lam yulad. Well, just tell me what's happening here. I already read it.
Lam is not yalid. Walam yulad, and not. I don't know what yulad or yulad.
What's happening? What's happening with lam yalid?
Lam yalid is present tense, and then nor was he begotten. So, and then walam yulad is past.
So both of them, Inshira, what's happening with lam yalid?
I think the yalid is in the past tense because it's in the majzum state
Yes. So it's lam yalid.
because of
They
the
translate.
sukun.
He did not give birth, or he did not that he didn't give birth, he didn't beget. Like he didn't have offspring. Walam yulad, and he was not begotten. So walam yakun lahu, walam yakun. See, and what's happening in all these, it's majzum, and you can see the sukun very clearly. There's a lam and a sukun. That's kind of what I want to get here on this. Now let's see, what was the other one? La.
So that means that the translation, is that wrong? Because it should say he was not begotten, or I'm sorry, I can't see it because of the
That's what I've done. I would have said he was not begotten.
or he begot not, or not begotten,
Yeah, something
or not.
something in the past, however I could have.
He didn't beget.
Yeah. Yes. He didn't beget. There you go. All right. The other one was la. Hold on, think about this. Yeah, so I'm not sure that. So yeah, I kept that boom out. Actually, yeah, okay, here we go. Here's another one. All right, cool. Let's look at this. ألم يجعل كيدهم في تضليل. لم يجعل. Ignore this right here. This is for question purposes. But لم يجعل. What's happening with this lem and yajal? He did not make. So what's lem doing and yajal? Y'all are on mute.
Sorry, could you ask that again?
Yeah, so this is for Kulsum. What's this lem yajat? Can you tell us what's happening? Make some observations about lem yajat. It means he did not make. He did not make. What's happening with what's lem and what's yajat? What are your comments on those?
I'm not sure.
Well, okay. Well, what about the yajat? What's happening right here at the end here?
There's a sukun.
Yeah, it's a sukun. And why is there a sukun there?
Because of the lam.
Exactly. If the lem wasn't there, what would it have been? If there was no lem there, what would it have been?
Would have been
Past tense.
past tense.
Well, it's yajal, right? And so right now it's lem yajal he did not do, and we put a sukun there. If I remove this lem, lem was not here. None of this was here, and it was just only yajal. What would this sukun be? Would it be the same, or would it be a different thing?
It would be.
You can guess. It's fine.
Would it be a fatha?
Anything. No, it would be a dhamma because it would have been the rafa say. Now, with inshirah, what if I put len behind this yajad? What would it be?
Oh,
Len.
it would be the mansub state, so fatha? I
Yes,
don't know.
yes, very good. Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
So then we have alam tara. That's a little bit different because that's a different thing. But now I want to get let's get a la and then the in. Okay.
So len would also be, that would be the also the past tense.
Which one?
If it was len, would
No,
it be?
he will not.
Oh, so mansub is present tense, majzum is past tense.
No, the len is future and lem is past. The nasab can be done based upon those 6 different things. It can be en, which is connecting verbs, len, which is will not, gay in order to, idan, which is like thus or therefore.
Okay. Future tense.
There's got to be a different place where I'm this. This is what's jumping to my mind, but I'm sure there's other verses in here that we could have done this. Yeah, here we go. This is actually, this particular verse was something that Imam Baini used to recite a lot of times at Fajr time and other prayers, in particular Fajr time. وَلَا تَجْعَلْ يَدَكَ مَغْلُولَةً إِلَى عُنُقِكَ وَلَا تَبْسُطْهَا كُلَّ الْبَسْطِ فَتَقْعُدَ مَلُومًا مَحْسُورًا. And do not extend, or sorry, do not keep your hand مَغْلُولَةً, tied, إِلَى عُنُقِكَ, to your neck, وَلَا تَبْسُطْهَا, and do not extend it, the hand, كُلَّ الْبَسْطِ, in full extension, فَتَقْعُدَ مَلُومًا مَحْسُورًا, lest you end up blameworthy and regretful. So let's look here. وَلَا تَجْعَلْ. So previously we did لَمْ يَجْعَلْ. أَلَمْ يَجْعَلْ رَبُّكَ أَلَمْ تَرَ كَيْفَ رَبُّكَ بِأَصْحَابِ الْفِيلِ أَلَمْ يَجْعَلْ كَيْدَهُمْ فِي تَضْلِيلٍ. Right? So here it's وَلَا تَجْعَلْ. So let's start with Omar. Omar, what's going on with this لَا تَجْعَلْ and do not do? Or do not make.
So wala, oh, because it has a la in front of it, it's in the juzmal state, correct?
Yes, and it's also specifically because it's a command. Like, don't do this. If it was negation for a present tense thing, then we would have kept it in marfu state. This has to do with the meaning. This is like, don't do it. And for example, if I say, for example, let's just say Dawood, right? I say, Dawood la ya'kulu, we say Dawood la ya'kulu lahma. Dawood doesn't eat meat because he's a baby, he doesn't have teeth, right? That's really why. But I say la ya'kulu Dawood lahma, la ya'kulu, he doesn't eat meat. I'm just making a statement. I'm just making a statement. In that case, it's ya'kuluhu or ya'kulu. It has the dhamma there. La ya'kulu. Let's look at this real quick here. La ya'kulu. I just put a thumb to make it nice and quick. Where's the bar? So here, it's kind of small, but you'll see this guy. Let me change the color. If you look here, this is, he doesn't eat food, right? We have the la here, but we still have the dhamma and ya'kulu, because in that case it's not a command. This is just a statement. It's an I think they say this is an imperative statement in English, but I'm not 100% sure. And so that's different. In this example here in the Quran, it's la tajal. This because it's a command, so it matters. The la doesn't always result in this or that. We have to understand what's happening. Does that make sense, everybody?
Could you repeat that part, please?
So here, this is a command. Don't make your hand tight, and don't extend it. Allah is saying, like, don't be cheap, and don't be overly generous, because otherwise you'll be either liable or regretful. You're liable if you're cheap, and you're not giving, you're donating money, and then if you overextend your wealth, you have $100 and you're like, I'm going to donate $99, then you'll be regretful because you'll be like, man, I only got $1 left. So that's happening in this. So here, this is a command. Because it's a command, we put the dhamma. I mean the sukun, sorry. We put sukun because it's a command. In this other example that I gave here, la ya'kulu ta'am, here it's just an observation. I'm not commanding anything. Nobody's getting commanded. It's just like he doesn't eat food or solid food or whatever. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, cool. Let's go to this in example in let me see what this is. Memory school. In this is a big source. And, so in CAF we have it, but is that going to be the same thing? Let's look at CAF. Actually, I was just reading this earlier. See, this has the in right here, but it doesn't have, hold on. Wait, no. This has in, but it's not, that's not it. What verse is that in? Okay, let's see. Let me just look it up on Twitter. I can't remember which source it is from, but I want to give an example of this for sure. Search. In. Oh, that's it. It's a combination. Is that what? So there's another one, but there's more. Like, we get way too many results. Right? No. There's this. So this isn't a good example though, because it doesn't have both verbs in it, but. So here, we have this here when tafadul, but it doesn't do the second ones. But if you do that, this has to do with. There may be some more. I gotta find it, but when tafadul, it's the same thing here. So let's cover this last thing here, and then I think we should be done for today. The different. Let me do this. Let's see what we got here. I might have to create a table on this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to create one. I can't find one of these in here. Maybe this 0 to 4. do the whole thing here. I wanted the whole thing in a tabular format, but okay, I don't have it. So this thing has it. I'll put this in a different table for you. But essentially, this is the Mudare, the Jism one, and these are the different formats it's going to take. So it would be, for example, Lam aktub, Lam aktub. Or I could say La taktub, don't write it, or Lam taktub, you didn't write. La taktubi, don't write, so a female. Or Lam, well, I can say Lam taktubi. Or I could say, yeah, Lam taktubi, you didn't write. Taktub, yaktub, you can see there's a lot of sukun. It's not always sukun though. In this particular case, what happened is we dropped the noon. If you notice here, some things to notice real quick. This taktubi and the len taktubi and lam taktubi are they're the same. What happens is we just drop the noon. And if you notice from this imperative fi'l amr, that's also kind of what happened at the back here. We changed this thing to the alif in the beginning, uktubi, right? But also at the end, we got rid of that noon. Here, the nasab and jism are also the same. Taktuba, taktuba. This one would be lan taktuba, this could be lam taktuba. Or it could be an taktuba and in taktuba. And then these ones, actually, all of them are the same. These are exactly the same between nasab and jism. Here it's lan taktuba. Here's naktubu, naktuba, naktub, lam naktub. We will not write. In naktub, if we write. And then here, these ones, I think these are all the same. These are identical. So, that's the jism and the nasab and rafa state. So these are the three states we've covered for the mudari. This is, of course, amr, and this one is madi. I'll create a table. I already have a table from last time that I did with, where is it? Command tense, past tense, present tense. Oh, I did not put it here in this. Oh my gosh. Anyways, it's in, should have done that. 14, it's this one's present tense, nasab. I'll add another table similar to this.
Could you go over that example that you just did, or like maybe use another example? I'm still trying to like grasp that. Why was there not a noon on the second word?
Because that's what happens when it's in jism state.
Oh,
that's
it
all
loses
it is.
the noon, and then it gets the sukun instead.
Yes, yes. So here, for example, this, I'm gonna redo this. But here, for example, it's because of, without these things, these are the ahruf nasab. And lan ke idan. It's also the hatta and lam. Let me just add that right now. Hatta. So we'll do this guy right here. So it could be an aktuba, lan aktuba, kay aktuba, idan aktuba, hatta aktuba, li aktuba. If I didn't have any of these right here, and lan, kay, idan, hatta, and the lam, it would be aktubu. Or I'm sorry, yeah, it would be aktubu. And then, you know what? I thought, no, you know what? I thought there was another link. Anyways, now if I add lam before this aktub, it's going to be lam aktub. lam taktub, lam yaktub. But also these things are going to say the same. Whether it's idan, an, lay, k, or lam, whether it's jazm or nasab harf, it's going to be taktuba. They're both the same. That's just how it is. That's how they do it in Arabic. They just drop the noon. In both of these cases, we drop the noon because of idan or it could have been any one of these 6 ones up top, any one of them, then it'll become taktuba instead of taktubani. If there's nothing there, it'll be taktubani. If I put any of those 6 letters here, it'll be taktuba. Or if I put lam, la as a command, or in as a condition, it'll also be taktuba. So there's a possible, in that particular example, taktuba, it can be taktuba because a possible of 9 different ahruf preceding it. An, lan, idan, ke, hatta, the harf lam, or lam, la, or in. Any one of those could result in this taktuba, dropping the noon.
Is this chart available on, or is a chart like this available?
Yeah, it's part of
Oh,
like
okay.
lesson 14. Yeah,
Okay.
if you click it there, that's why I created this a while ago, but let me move this also. This should have been in the other thing. I don't know why it wasn't there. Because I try to keep it all right here too. This one here. Let me get rid of that. So I'll make another one also, inshallah. No, that's not what it is. Control C. I'll make another one. We have it here.
Could you put like in, for example, in this chart with the mansub state, could you put the translation of what it means so that when we see the mansub and the majzum state, at least we'll understand that it's in the past tense or the present tense and what it means, at least for a couple of them.
Yeah, hold on. Let me.
When you have a chance.
No, yeah. I'm gonna let me just freaking a few more selections out here. Sort range. All right, there we go. There's present tense. So now file, make a copy. I want to duplicate it. Okay, I guess we can't do that. So we're going to call this present tense, and we're going to call it jism. We can do this right now, or you guys can drop off if you want, but I think I'm going to do it now, because if I don't do it now, I'm not going to do it later. All right, jism. Well, I probably will, but all right, make a copy. All right, so we're going to call this jism. And you're going to see how quick this is. This is not going to take long. The slowest part of this is I can't type it out really fast. It was on my list of things to do. It just didn't happen.
Isn't the jism state past tense?
No, it's not. It's just if I said lam, it would be that. Those other two things don't make it in past tense. If I said in taktubi or in yafal, in yajal, or if I say la tafal, those don't have to do with past tense. It's just if I put that lam. Same thing with when I do the lam for the nasab state.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, so this one is going to be lam. Oops. And then it was la, and then it was in, right? So in. And then you said basically put something in English here, right? Yeah, that's a good idea. I should have done that on the other one. Let's go back here and let's do that one here too. Yeah, let's gonna do this. Maybe it's better if I just put it on the side. So let's just put this guy on the side here. That's what we'll do. All right, we're gonna go here. Let me do this. Okay. And then okay, done. And then let's make this. Until all right. So that we'll do something like that on this next one then.
Wait, so just to, I think a reminder, you said hatta, usually the word hatta isn't there. It's with, there's another indicator, correct? Or is it just with context we need to know?
No, usually what they'll do is they'll say, the grammarians will say, if you put hatta before this, hatta yaktuba.
Yeah.
They'll say that hatta is not the harf nasab. They'll say that hatta implies that it's hatta ay yaktuba. They'll say there's a hidden end there. That's what the grammarians say. I'm not sure exactly why they do that, but that's what they say. So it doesn't. In reality, though, at the end of it, if you have hatta before it, you got to drop that noon. In this particular case, in yaktuban, it's going to be you drop it. Whatever their grammarians decide they want to say, there's hidden or not hidden. You're dropping that noon. That's the gist of it. I don't know why they did it that way. Like I said, I think they need to revise a lot of different things. But these are kind of like minute details. They got all the stuff like mapped out. I just think that they could change around some of the logic in there because I think it'll be easier and it makes more sense. But they might have reasons for it. I mean, I'm nobody compared to these guys. So all right, so then we go len here, and then la here, go in here, okay. All right. If. All right. So here, then when I go here, all right, hold on. Let me do this. Yeah, I'm gonna put these guys on repeat. So this is quick. Watch. We're gonna change this instead of being aktuba for len or aktubu for marfu. Now we're just gonna put a sukun here. Boom. Now we're gonna go to the same thing here. Change this to sukun. Oh, that's there. Sukun. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, okay. I was trying to autocomplete it. And this one here.
And this
These guys are going to say
this is only for the present state, correct?
Correct.
Oh.
And these guys don't change. So that it wasn't much, right? It was just the ones that would have had a bum on it, we changed those. Aktub, taktub, yaktub, taktuba, yaktuba, we dropped the noon, dropped the noon. Naktub, yes, taktubu, yaktubu. Taktubi, drop the noon. Taktub, taktubani, drop the noon. Taktubna, yaktubna, those ones don't change. These ones don't change for any of them. Yaktubna and taktubna, yaktubna, the feminine plurals, they don't change for mudare, mazum, or mansub. They call these ones, they call them, we'll talk about this later, but they're mabniya. So I think we got, yeah, this is it. Now we got a new document too. All right, file share, share. Sending this link, copy link. Yes. And we're done. We're done then. We'll create this new link. We're gonna call it.
Okay. I'm gonna drop. Okay. Thank you so
All right,
much.
everybody. Yes,
All right.
you're welcome. I'll share this information now. All right, so
Will you be having homework?
yeah, I'll add some homework too.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, all right.
How's
All right,
Hannah
thanks.
doing?
She's all right.
When
close. 3 weeks.
3 weeks, inshallah.
Yeah, 2-3 weeks.
Just give her my salam, inshallah. And I'll
Okay.
try. Take care. Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome.